What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Skady. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Player. The map is Midgard. This is a best of 5 for the Vubli Champions League season number 2 playoffs. Skady on match point, Player attempting to make the reverse sweep happening, taking that second or third game there on Watering Hole with his Zeus, managing to make the defensive Hermes style 2-town center play work for him. Moving on to game number 4 here, so we'll see how this is going to go for these players. It is going to be a wild one here. Hades versus Zeus on Midgard. Potentially going to be a long game because how do you win this game as Zeus? Technically, it comes down to in the land matchups. It comes down to some spicy center strats. In the water, though, Zeus does have some advantages over Hades, which might be a shock for all you Hades fans out there. But no access to Dionysus means that the early late game spike with Thracian Horse, Spirited Charge, Bucknalia, even Hippocon, you go up to like some crazy amount of HP on those Hippocon, and then you get a gold staff. So that is the play for the Zeus player. The Hades player, on the other hand, has the stronger late game. Once towers is set up and all of that good stuff, if Skady can get set up with with his 3 town centers, making sure he's either got a trade route or gold mines covered, he will be able to make a slow push, a slow grind with the Hades. With the stronger Toxotes, the Petropolis, and the stronger buildings in the late game comes in way too clutch for the Zeus player to deal with. Beyond that also, Hades can also deal with Colossus much easier than the Zeus player can because he does have that Perseus. Bellerophon, a strong unit to deal with the weaker myth units because he can basically one-hit them. Once those myth units start having tons of HP, Bellerophon starts to tickle a little bit and then get killed very quickly. So we'll see if that's going to matter at all in this game or what's going to happen. Fishing ships starting to get built by both players. We can both see they're at 6 fishing ships apiece. We did see that Player has gone for his granary, and same with Skady. So they're both going for the old-fashioned Greek build on Midgard here. It does look like Skady's found all the cows, so he probably could have got away with the modern water build, but just to be safe, got to build that granary. Start eating from those berry bushes and feeling great about yourself. You see a second dock now coming up for Player. It's about that time in the game. You kind of get up to 7 villages on wood and get that next dock up, but Player's doing it with 9 or 10 villages first, and you can see he's a little bit populated on the wood here, so it's a little bit late. Whereas Skady also going very late on that dock there. He's also got 8 villages, 9 villages on wood. So maybe these guys know something I don't know. As we're seeing the temple coming up for Player now. Maybe attempting to get a relatively fast classical age. If you can get to the classical age fast, it also means you get Persine earlier, which means you get a little bit more food, so long as you don't have to stop making fishing ship or something like that. If we check out the fishing spawns here, lots of fish on this side of the map for players. Skady, on the other hand, he's got nice spread out fish. He's going to have to build his 3rd dock over this side. And generally speaking, on Midgard, the better play is to play defensive with your trireme and just sort of deal with the Skady storehouse. Without fail, this is just how Skady plays. I'm not sure I fully understand it, or if he's actually got a reason for why he does this, or if it's just how he plays, you know. But it's definitely the amount of surface area this storehouse covers means that these villagers on the sides here have to walk around a villager and does delay his gold a little bit, whereas if it was on the top side, he could move those villagers and then that villager would no longer take that extra second walking, instantly dumping the resources in, having a clean 0.91 gold per second coming in. But that's not exactly 0.91 gold. Not exactly, but it is what it is. Anyways, Athena now coming in for player, and Athena coming in for Skady as well. A small advantage here for for player, advancing just a little bit faster than Skady, but Skady does have 15 fishing ships and an extra villager. Hand axe, pickaxe coming through now for player. Same with Skady, I think. No pickaxe. Delaying the pickaxe. Interesting decision. We'll see if it's going to work for him. You do need to get that pickaxe out because when you hit the next age, it's super important to have resources for person. As we see Skady now getting his pickaxe, and we see player coming in on that gold as well. And there's the Athena popping for player. We see the Minotaur coming out, person coming in instantly for player and instantly for Skady. So both players playing this one exactly correct. Now the question is, what is the wood situation here? 11 on wood and 9 on gold, putting more villages over onto gold. So quite clearly player is going for a semi-fast heroic here, and we're seeing Skady doing something very, very different. He's going for heavy trireme, it looks like. Either that or going for a fast second town center for himself. We haven't seen him starting to produce anything just yet. And now we see some trireme coming out for player, as well as Skady has to garrison into his dock. He does have these fishing spots covered though, which is kind of big because those are technically players. Now player going to be making his way up to the top side of the map, and fishing ships having to travel a long time to dump that food in, but better than not having them, I guess. We just see the Minotaur here getting pushed away by player. Nice micro as the Jason coming in. We see a bolt onto the Ajax there as the Minotaur going to be trying to push these villagers off of this location. This villager will probably get into the town center. She does get into the town center there as this Minotaur is starting to take some damage. We see the Minotaurs retreating away. The Jason coming back, going to start slashing away at that Minotaur and will be able to snipe that one there, as he can chase it down with the extra 0.10 speed, but does decide to leave it alive there with the 9 HP. And now this villager getting chased down by the Minotaur does so much damage to him, as he's at 2 HP left, and he will be able to snipe that one off. Meanwhile, the trireme coming in as the fishing ships are getting pulled back, going to go into their dock here, and the Minotaur push these villagers away. And all of the other good stuff. To see the Ajax is back out, going to start trying to snipe down the Minotaur who's going after villagers here. It's going to be actually relatively close. This villager should be able to get into the tower. The Bull Minotaurs are too fierce. Run for the tower. No, doesn't quite work. Damn. Anyways, Ajax will be able to clean up the rest of that that Minotaur there, and then just retreating away from the Jason, dealing with that one. But the trireme have done a lot of damage over here for player, and you can see, where has player's food gone? He's got his armory up. That's where it's gone. I was going to say, you can see player's economy right now. I didn't even look. Player's economy right now is going to be ready for the heroic age, and he'd already clicked up. That's how on top of this player is. So a perfect semi-fast heroic here from player, executing this incredibly well, putting Skady on the back foot. You can see how low Skady's gold is, and how much on the back foot he's going to be. So the question for player is, how's he going to go here? He doesn't have villagers on favor, so small mistake here. You do need to have a villager on favor in order to get that those resources for Thracian Horse, for Spirited Charge. We see the second talent center coming up, which I do not like. Generally speaking, everything is accelerated on water maps, so you don't want to get a second talent center. You want to go straight to the Mythic Age because that power spike is so much stronger. But we do see a second town center coming up for Skady here, which is it's got to be a sort of desperation move by Skady, but we'll see how it's going to work. And he's got so much food in the bank as the trireme coming up to the top side of the map here. And you can see the player already has 600 food, 500 gold in the bank. So maybe I wouldn't be surprised to see player simply just throw down a market here, which is not what he's doing. I mean, imagine if he didn't get the talent center, he would already be clicking up Mythic Age. He'd be at 800 food, he'd be at 800-ish gold, and he's getting Sultan 4 out and going to stay in the Heroic Age for just a little bit here. And guess what? This gold mine, by the time your Heroic Age finishes, so Hera can finish the game here for a Greek player. I mean, this gold mine's actually amazing though for players, so maybe it's not, so for Skady, so maybe it's not the best play. Now player swinging around here with his Hydra. Surprised to see him not go after these elk. One of the few things that people don't really realize is this special ability, polycephaly, if that's how you say it, is every second kill, the Hydra gets an extra head. And these count as kills. So you can come up and kill the elks. That's 1 head, that's 2 heads, that's 3 heads, that's 4 heads extra, and that'll be all 5 of the heads for the Hydra for free, having a full 100 damage per second Hydra at full HP. So something the Dionysus lovers need to know, especially on maps where the hunt is still here. You can definitely get that advantage there, which you otherwise wouldn't have. But now we are seeing the Hippocon starting to flood in. The problem for player is really, how do you get this gold mine? He can pick off every other one. Does he know about it? Ooh, he does know about it. So he knows this gold mine's here. So this is going to be the one he needs to fight for. This gold mine is just about to finish up, and we do see Aphrodite on the way for Skady. And this is another reason why I thought potentially going for the Mythic Age here was a better play. Even if he just goes for Colossus, he could just spam Colossus and just come in and take this town center down as well. Doesn't even need the Thracian horses or the Hippocon or anything like that. Now we see the Scarlet coming in. Do we have heavy trireme? No, we do not have that one there. So that's huge for Skady. He should be under a lot more pressure here. But the 2 Scarlet are out for player as he's pushing through with them. But we do see Heroic Fleet has come through for Skady, which does give him an extra 150% bonus against those myth units. So those Scarlet will fall very quickly. We are seeing the Hippocons taking down those hoplites very nicely here. Lots of idle villagers in Skady's base at this point in time. There's the Heroic Age from Skady. We see the curse coming in, but it only hits three units. I guess this is a Heroic Age God Power. 3 units. How unlucky can one man be? Chiron getting built out for Skady. Player in a very, very good position. Has his Odysseus, has his Heracles coming out, retreating back away, has a Juggernaut. Now the units are onto this gold mine here. Hydra going to start taking down the military academy. With the help of all those Hippocon, we do see that this is predominantly hoplites being built here, but it's probably not a bad idea to make it Prodromus at this stage of the game for Skady as a random thought, simply because Hippocons, with all the upgrades that they could potentially get, hoplites are not going to be enough. But for this, at this moment, the hoplites should be enough. Now we see the Hippocon moving through, and we see this is a bit of a risky play here from player, losing a lot of HP to get this positioning here. He's going straight after these villagers, as we're seeing player going for his 3rd town center, possibly 4th town center over here. He's walled that one off. So this is what looks to be a simple distraction from player, as he feels like he's got the economic advantage, can kind of throw away some units to just make sure he gets the map control here. But I don't feel like he needed to do this at all. He had all the pressure he needed otherwise. Now the town centers are up. We see the triremes sneaking through here as the Juggernaut's going to be chasing these triremes around. Player's going to have to get on top of his defensive APM here to keep these fishing ships alive. Lots of food in these fishing ships. He does manage to put that one into the dock as more fishing ships are putting their food away. Player with a lot of food in the bank. We are seeing villagers looking to try and grab this town center, but player is not going to be allowing him. As he's moving up and cutting those villagers off. Skady going to be returning back to his home from whence he came. And we see some villagers coming up onto this gold mine over here. There is the Katoskopos checking this one out. So you'll see that as soon as there's any significant amount of villagers over there. And now we see a fortress coming up for player. Still not going to the Mythic Age here. Definitely a bit of a surprise from player, but maybe he's going to start taking into Spirited Charge, into Thracian horses and staying here, getting heavy cavalry or something. Maybe not. I don't know. There's the bronze. Let me pushing in. He does have restoration as well, We do see Skady going to be retreating nicely. A lot of these Hippocon not fighting at this point. There's the restoration from Skady. We see the restoration from player as well as the Hydra going to get pulled back. Will he be able to get this one healed up any quickly? No, not really. It's up to 200 HP. And now the army from player is looking like it is slowly dwindling here. I don't know why he is insisting on taking these fights here. Yes, he's got the bronze, but he's got all the other advantages everywhere else. Just go Mythic Age. Take this dub here with the 4 town centers. The advantages for Hades are not enough to overcome a 4-2 town center deficit. More archery ranges, military academy coming up for players at 145 or 145 population. And Hera's incoming. This is going to give Skady an opportunity. Because Skady is 100% going for Feisters here. There's no real... Maybe he goes Artemis? A Panic Artemis, maybe? It's actually not that bad against Zeus, especially a Hera Zeus. Because you're going to have those Chimera to run around and hit raids and be chaotic and all the other good things. And we'll see what he's going to choose. It looks like Skady has clicked up Artemis here. So the Earthquake going to help out a lot. But we'll see if this town center is going to go down or not. Player does have a lot of population here sitting idle that he could potentially just delete some to get that next Pedropolis out. He's not going to need to do that as Skady is going to be engaging this army here. We see the Toxotes getting pulled back a little bit. The Hippocon dealing with those hoplites fairly decently. There's an extra Petropolis coming through. This town center is still up. And the question is going to be, how useful is this lightning storm going to be? There will be access to Medusa, which are really, really good at dealing with the Chimera raids and just in general are really strong units, super underutilized. We see the Achilles getting pushed back as the Odysseus actually not killing off the Nemean line. He's at 39 HP, killing off a full Petropolis by himself when you already have a hero here. So Nemean line gets super value there. Looks like the Achilles is just absolutely out-microed player as he wasn't paying attention. The 5.5 speed, enough to dodge arrow fire there. And there's the Hera. Lightning Storm coming down instantly. Going to bring Skady down a peg here. He should be making a run for the town center, but he hasn't clicked on it. He's going to lose every one of these Toxotes here. Also loses his Sentinel. Actually didn't lose that many. He really didn't lose that many units there. He's down to 92 population, obviously, but he didn't lose that many units there. Artemis is just about to pop. We see the town center is up for player now. Is he making a Heliopolis? No Heliopolis just yet. And there's the Artemis coming through. There's the Chimera getting spawned. And there's the instant earthquake on this location, taking down all of those buildings. There is still a fortress here, though, so it's still going to be tough for Skady to push through. Player is at 147 of 145 population. His Petropolis does fall here. The village is getting pushed off this gold mine. He's got plenty of gold up at the top side of the map. Player has a lot of villages on food at this point. He's starting to make the trade route, but definitely doesn't want to get gold starved, as he's also pushing off this gold mine over here, as well as the gold mine in the back for Skady is starting to slowly go down. He should probably have his Medusa over with his main army here dealing with the Chimera, but he's not having to do that just yet. He's picking off a ton of villages over here as Skady pulling back. We see yet again another special ability from Medusa, the one-hit kill with her Medusa head. Now going to be moving that Medusa back to the main army here to try and deal with the Chimera. We see the damage was done. He almost got the garrison there in time, but he didn't manage to in the end. Look at all those low HP Toxotes. The Medusa coming in, eyes set on the Chimera here. We'll see if Skady is going to notice that one. The Chimera definitely going to come over and try and pick off these Toxotes here. There's the Medusa coming in. The Chimera not retreating away, and the Chimera does get one hit there. Nice play from player in order to do that. We see Odysseus coming out of the town center again. Lots of units traveling a very long way for player. He's only got 5 military buildings here compared to Skady, who has got 6 or more. It's only got 6, so it's fairly close. There is the fortress here where player should probably be making some of those Heliopolis out, and Skady does end up tapping out here. Player makes the Dionysus work, makes the semi-fast heroic work here in this matchup. Like I was saying, this is not a clear-cut and dry Hades favored situation, I feel like Zeus has the edge on this map here, and player does execute it very, very nicely. So I'm surprised to see Skady go with Hades in this game, especially against a player whose Zeus is so important. I do question not going for the Mythic Age super fast here from player, though this did work. It did look a little bit messy, but does manage to take the game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. We'll see if player can complete the reverse sweep in game number 5, and we'll see you